Big Lex runs after y'all. I'm telling you, they did something. You not gonna tell me Big Lex and Russian didn't do something the way she was fighting mad hard for that girl to stay?
I thought about it.
What are y'all doing together, bro? I don't care. I peeped it when they first hugged each other. I'm like, that hug look a little suspicious.
Because the little three are going...
Bombastic side eye.
No. This the kind of beat that go, this the kind of beat that go, this the kind of beat that go, rock, top, top.
Welcome back to another episode of the Petty Headquarters. I'm your host, Tiana Luck, and this is
Jessie Strange.
And we are back at it again with another video. And of course, we are back at it with your usual Baddies recap.
Yes, ma'am.
With that being said, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. How about you?
I'm feeling pretty energetic, as you can see.
Very good.
So yeah.
I love that. You're so energetic.
Don't be looking at me like that. Fix your fucking face. We be looking at me like that. You be looking at me like I'm a crackhead on the street or something.
Oh my God.
You be like
yeah, because you be looking like that sometimes.
I be looking like what, a crackhead on the street?
They're just the mouth, the way your laugh be going. You be like, ha, ha, ha. You're looking crazy, yo.
Me trying so hard not to laugh like that.
Oh dear.
No, but that's how I laugh. Oh, well.
Yeah, well. In case y'all didn't know, welcome. Hello, welcome to the Petty Headquarters.
Yes, welcome to those who are returning and welcome to those who are new. If you are new, we are a pop culture podcast. We cover Zeus Network, baddies mostly, you know, celebrity drama, internet shit, pop culture, and that is pretty much us.
Yeah. Before we do begin the recap, I do want to give you guys a reminder that the Baddies is coming to an end.
Mm-hmm.
We have a few more episodes left before we have our little break, and then we're gonna have the Baddies reunion come out.
Yep.
Anyways, all that's coming up, so you know we're already in the works. Reminding you guys that if you're in the New Jersey and New York area, we will be a part of a watch party that will be happening. It's an event in Jersey. We'll give you more information the closer the time comes, but we're just like, you know, if y'all down, y'all in the area, want to hang out with us, want to, you know, watch it live with us, save the dates, whatever dates that comes, whenever it comes, just keep it in mind. All right. And yeah, that's what I wanted to do.
Love that. So anywho, without further ado, let's just get into this week's dose of mess, right? All right, so let's pick it up from the last episode. Picking it up, the girls are clearly leaving Kenya, right?
Yes.
They're leaving Kenya now. Everybody's on their way. K-Rika leaves. So she's not able to go to Kenya.
Yeah, they're headed to London. And I will say that this fucking whole transition from Kenya to London took as long as it probably took to get from Kenya to London. It was so fucking long. It was like 7 minutes of just straight up B-roll packing.
Yeah.
All this fluff.
Yeah, it was a lot of fluff for sure. I was like, I guess. But I thought it was so random. I was like, oh, wow, that's how you know the show's ending, because London, like...
Yeah, that's like the before. They go back, they leave. And we find out that Choco will not be going with them because of passport issues, which also reminds me that recently she went online and said she can't come to the
reunion.
Yeah,
we spoke about this,
Yeah, because of her passport or whatever situation she's got going on, so...
Yeah,
sucks.
That sucks. I really like Choco Brown. Sad to see her leave. Like, Def wanted to see more of her. But you know, I like her. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah.
So then we get into this whole weird situation that happens next. Of course, the girls are in the Sprinter. They're leaving, and something was said, I guess, at the booking last night, that Russian didn't like. Bad Dolly allegedly said one thing, and then Russian told Elsie another, and then Elsie's messy ass decided to tell Bad Dolly and the rest of the girls in the Sprinter.
Yeah, so then that's when Bad Dolly decides to confront Elsie, because what happened was...
Yes, please.
I got you.
Thank you.
Russian overheard a conversation between Natalie and Bad Dolly, talking about Natalie saying something along the lines of she's going to pay the girls $10K each to go to the bookings. And then supposedly Bad Dolly pointed at Russian and Elsie and went like this, like did the
Yeah.
How do you describe that for our listeners?
Like, I don't know how to describe that, but she did a hand signal like across her neck that basically said no.
Exactly. There you go. Good job. Thank you. Yeah, so she did that, and so Russian didn't like that, got upset, and then I guess ended up telling Elsie, but the way Elsie twisted it made it seem like, Russian was getting mad. Apparently, she twisted Russian's words.
Yeah, well, allegedly, Elsie said that Russian was basically going off about how Bad Dolly's trying to take money out of her, out her mouth, or whatever the case is. She's trying to like fuck up her money. And Russian claims she never said that. And Elsie said that's what you said. And I don't know, this situation is hard for me because both of them are so messy. So I'm like, who said what? I'm not going to hold you. I like low key. I don't know who to believe, but it's one of those things where this doesn't help your case, Russian. It doesn't.
Look, I get it. Russian's messy at the end of the day, and she don't stand 10 toes on whatever she does. She's a hypocrite. She flip-flops and whatever. She has many things we can criticize her about. But one thing's for sure is when Elsie was on the fucking confessional talking about, because I don't like that you're making it seem like I'm a liar because I'm not giving liar. And I'm just like, girl, you were giving liar all season. We saw what you did to Tavy. We see how you keep twisting shit. You're a fucking liar. You've been a liar. I just don't know. I
feel like the only
Elsie.
time we saw her lie was with Tavy.
Yeah, and that was a big lie.
But everything else, I haven't really seen it. Like, she's just messy. Like, she just repeats the shit everyone else has been saying. And we've seen Russian be messy many times where she's like, oh, did you hear this? Did you see this? Did you eavesdropping on other girls' conversation? So come on. She did it in the beginning on the first episode when she literally called Elsie weird to K Rican.
Yeah.
But then had this whole weird thing with K Rican. Like, it was so fucking weird. And it was so messy.
I guess they're both to not be trusted.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's the conclusion. I'm not picking one. I feel like they're both not to be trusted, but I'm not going to hold you. Russian was already giving fake, already giving,
calculated.
I just calculated strategic. I want to come in and, have a storyline, which is why, of course, she decided to leave when no one was on her side anymore. You realize that? Exactly. Very calculated. So, anywho.
I don't know, but I also appreciated how Elsie was talking about how I'm going to miss my friend. And Bad Dolly. Bad Dolly's not your friend. Don't be saying your friend, bitch. That's not your friend. Y'all just met. It's your acquaintance.
Burning up the word friend. I was like, nah. That shit had me weak, though. I'm not going to hold you.
Hell yeah. I'm like, good.
No,
Someone
for real.
tell Elsie, because I feel like Elsie's that's the same shit she did to Tavy.
Yeah.
Talk about that's my friend because Tavy.
And expecting all types of shit from someone she don't even know. Like,
exactly.
Why are you expecting loyalty from a bitch you just met?
Exactly.
Calm the fuck down.
Exactly. So
weird.
I was like laughing when Bad Dolly confronted her about that.
Bad Dolly, of course, in this instance, she says that Russian needs to go home. At this point, she originally believed both of them need to go home, Russian and Elsie. But like, I guess since this whole thing is being brought up in the sprinter, she's like, nah, Russian, you could go. Like, get the fuck out of here. You can go.
And then Russian gets all fucking hyped about it.
She gets so hyped and starts yelling, and Elsie and Russian are literally yelling over each other on who said what was said, and no one can get to talk because they're just both talking over each other.
Oh my God, it was so funny because Russian was like, shave your mustache, bitch, and then Elsie was like, I got mustache, but my pussy tight, bitch.
And that had me weak. Yo, I was cracking the fuck up, yo. The whole time. She's like, pussy's still tight, pussy's still tight. I'm like, oh my gosh. Even after the fight, she's saying it.
And then they keep going back and forth. And all of a sudden, I just hear like Russian saying, shut up. Elsie's like, make me. And then Russian punches her. And then they get into a squabble.
Yeah, but it looked like Elsie was punching back in this
Finally.
one. Right? It looked like she was punching back in this one. I'm like, I told you. I was like, wow, okay.
Yeah, she got up.
Yeah, but it looked like she was actually moving the hand, like, because before she just never moved it.
Nah, she just grapples.
She just put you in a headlock. But yeah, that whole situation was so weird. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I just feel like Russian is just so weak. Like, she's honestly, in my opinion, one of the weakest links on the show.
Yeah, I mean,
who else is weaker than that?
Yeah, she's, you could tell she didn't want to be there. Like, once she realized what Baddies really entails, it's like she liked the I guess the idea of baddies,
Yeah.
but being in there and at what cost, I think is something which at the end she ends up saying, like,
Mhm.
you know, it's something I would consider and think thoroughly
Before doing, yeah.
because it's not like it looks cool on camera.
Yeah,
but
it's
when
not.
you're there in real life, it's not that easy. Even Amber says it. Like when she's like at some point throughout this episode, Amber's like, you know, I realize these girls are very calculated, and I don't want to be
Yeah.
fighting these girls.
Yeah, she said I would have anxiety. I would constantly
Yeah.
watching my back.
And
yeah.
look at where her cousin. Look at her, how silly her cousin looks on this show. Let's be real.
Yo,
Like,
Amber looks over it. I'm not even gonna hold
she
you.
looks like she regrets bringing her little
Yeah.
cousin.
Her niece.
Oh yeah,
Okay, so someone hit us up and was like, "Yo, y'all keep saying cousin, that's her niece," and I'm like, "Oh shit, my bad,
my bad. Even
Her
worse. Your whole tia bringing you to this shit.
Yo,
Your
that's
auntie.
crazy.
Facts.
That's
yo.
crazy.
That's crazy for
Nah,
real.
that's for real.
Cause like, and I know I'm skipping a little bit, but when fucking DTV and Latina go at it again, it was so funny because like immediately after Amber's like, "Y'all done now? You done? You done?" She's like,
she did.
Oh,
Peep that. I peeped that. I was just like, all
Yeah,
right,
exactly.
Like, what is this?
Auntie getting mad now.
No, for
DTV,
real.
Auntie getting mad.
No, for real. I was like, okay.
This is where we go to the next scene where you see Natalie, Amber, and Latina walk into the house. They
Yeah,
get
the
to see
girls
the
get
house.
To the house. Mhm. What do you
Yeah.
think about the house?
I think it's very Londonish. I think Rolley did a really good job at saying it was like Harry Potter auntie's house.
Yeah,
Cause,
yeah,
'cause
yeah.
I'm like,
'Cause I didn't really fuck with it like that.
you didn't?
I mean, it was cute. Certain parts were cute, but I guess me, like, I'm not a fan of like London like that unless I'm going to a very specific area. So it's like, I guess I could see how it could look like Hogwarts or some shit.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I guess that's probably why I wasn't that much of a fan. You know,
Right.
like Hogwarts, like, I guess. But anywho, yeah, they get to the house. It's pretty cute.
Yeah, and then this is where Amber expresses how she couldn't be in this house. Like seeing it on
Mhm.
camera and being here is very different.
Mm-hmm.
But that's a quick little brief scene before we go back to the van. And in the van, this is where they're parked Lex, Dolly, and all them. They're parked like I guess outside the house, and then fucking Russian
runs out,
mad dramatic. Like she's all upset, she's angry. But
Big Lex runs after y'all. I'm telling you, they did something. You're not gonna tell me Big Lex and Russian didn't do something the way she was fighting mad hard for that girl to stay.
I
Like,
thought about
what are
you.
y'all doing together, bro? I don't care. I peeped it when they first hugged each other. I'm
You
like,
did.
that hug look a little suspicious.
I ain't
don't
gonna
know.
lie, you peeped it.
The hug was, you don't understand. There's so many clips and it's subtle. It's subtle. But this one was very in your face. I don't know what they got going on, but the way she ripped her leggings running after this bitch, you thought it was that deep.
I thought about you with that whole scene. I ain't gonna lie. I'm like, wow, is
She's doing
Tia
a
all
lot.
right?
Like, I'm like, did they do something behind the scenes? Because like, you're doing way too much for this girl. You don't even do that for Dolly and Summer.
She ran. It was like the love of her life running
Yes.
away. It was
Yo,
Romeo
right.
and Juliet.
Right.
Juliet, don't run
Right.
away, man.
Yo, she bolted after this girl. I'm like,
I thought we were gonna see a love story real quick.
it's like, whoa.
These are my confessions.
That is
She's gonna
crazy.
start
I'm
confessing
telling
her
you,
love.
I wonder if anyone else is like piecing this together or thinking the same way or like clocking this, because I really do think something happened between Big Lex and Russian.
Maybe Lex just thinks she's cute.
I think that's also a factor, but I feel like something happened. Like, it doesn't have to be like they want the whole yard or whatever, but I think something happened. Something happened. Something. Because y'all, you a little too close to her. Like, and I don't even know why. A little too close. Like, why you care so much about Russian? Like, the fuck?
I know.
And then I don't know if you realize, remember that scene? I just want to finish this thought. Remember that scene when she went in there to tell the girls what she said before Rolley and Fauna told everyone else?
Yeah.
When Russian comes in, there is a scene where she comes in and she's hugging the girls. And when she hugs Big Lex, Big Lex is like, hey, and her hands go like this on her ass.
What?
You?
Hey, Russian.
Oh, hey, Russian.
You look cute. I haven't seen you in so long.
Hey.
I walk into the room with the big three because the little three are going around, I guess, telling people about.
Nah.
Where?
Hey, you swear.
Go watch that clip back. Her spirit fingers graze her ass. And I'm like, I saw that. I saw that. What is going on between you two? What is going on between you two? But anywho, I mean, I don't know. I could be wrong, but it was just the way that she grazed her ass, like, with her tongue out and everything. So I was like, it was like,
Playful.
right. It was playful, but still.
Yeah.
I don't even know you like that. What's tea? What you trying to get into? Like, you feel me? That's what it gave. Anywho, yes, going back to it, the rest of the girls go inside the house and Elsie decides to tell Natalie and everyone else what was said, what happened between her and Russian. And at this point, Russian is not even inside the house yet. Everyone is there. And Dolly is explaining her side of the story. Summer is explaining her side of the story. Everybody's saying all types of shit. And Natalie is like, why the fuck are these girls saying that? Like, if I say I'm going to book someone, I'm going to book someone. Like, nobody else is going to, like, be in charge of that. So then she decides she wants to go down and talk to Russian about it. Whole time she's talking to Russian about it, you can tell Natalie do not care. She's playing with the hair, trying to fix the hair.
My favorite part was the fact that Natalie's like, oh yeah, I want you to come back and I will try to make sure nothing happens. Yo.
Bro, when she said that, I was like, this bitch is such a liar.
That's such a liar. Ain't doing shit.
Russian, that should have been your cue. You got to fight. So don't even talk. Just run up. Like, don't even talk. Because, like, I feel like there are just certain signal cues that are said by Natalie that lets you know what is about to happen.
She said, just come up behind me. Like, that's going to do anything.
You couldn't even shield Scotty. Like, how the fuck are you supposed to shield Russian? Like, what is going on? So she goes up there and she tries to explain the situation. Natalie tries to explain the situation about how, like, if she's going to book someone, she's going to book someone. Like, no one else is going to interfere in that. And then, of course, everybody else had their own thing that they wanted to say. This part, I was getting so confused because there was just so many people talking over one another. Summer saying one thing, Lex saying another, Dolly saying another. And I really didn't care anymore at this point. And
yeah, they were all going back and forth about this whole thing. And then, like, before this even happened, like, DTB talks about how, she's uncomfortable with Latina being across.
That's right.
Across, from her, whatever. There's a scene where Rolley, immediately asks, like, DTB, you got a problem with Latina, basically? And DTB's like, yeah, shit ain't fucking squashed yet. And they're like, all right. So then it was so funny because, who says it? I think it was somebody was like, do you want to get your lick back? And then,
Latina said that. Like, if she wants to get her lick back. And Tavy was like,
cracked me
it's
the fuck
like,
out.
you want to get your lick back. I don't know if you know what that means. Is you lost. Like, I mean, you didn't win the fight, bro. That shit had me weak. She was like, you lost, my nigga. That was so funny.
Yo, she's like, she really thought she won.
No, yeah, like she was very delusional. I was like, wow.
When I heard her say, yeah, you could get your lick back, bro, I was crying. I'm
no,
like,
for real. She's like, yeah, if you want your lick back. I'm like,
yeah.
I think we need to rethink that, darling. I think we need to rephrase
but the funniest
that.
part was even funnier when DTV's like, yeah, I want my lick back.
Yeah, she did not care.
Yo, DTV, as this is happening, taking off her wig, putting on her bonnet, it was really funny. Also, this whole scene was just fucking hilarious.
wanting to give Latina the bonnet, and DTV really said, don't give her no bonnet.
Really smacked that shit.
That shit was crazy. Shout out to Latina for dodging that, though. She ate with that little dodge. Like,
Yo.
I mean, she was doing pretty decent up until she fell. I was like, oh my God, girl, you fell again.
Yeah.
Again.
And the thing is that
decent.
DTB be fighting with her head down.
I know.
That's the crazy. She literally, with her head down,
always
grabbed her head. It's amazing. I'm like, bro, Latina's really bad, I guess, at fighting in general, because it's just like DTV literally with her head looking down, grabbed your head brought you down, and then like embarrassed you again. It was like crazy. I'm like, wow, DTP's not even a good fighter.
Yeah,
You're making her
I was
look
like,
good.
you could have like actually held your own this one, but
Yeah.
like then her falling, I was like, damn, like if only she just backed up a little bit. I don't know. So yeah, going back to the whole Elsie and Russian Cream scene, when Natalie gets back upstairs, Elsie at this point decides to finally air it out. She takes off her fucking wig. And she's just like, let's go. Come on, let's go. They start fighting. And she grabs Russian's wig and all this crazy shit. And it's a whole brawl. And Dolly's just yelling. Dolly was just yelling the whole time, talking about beat her ass. I'm like, yo, why the fuck Dolly keep doing this shit, yo?
It was so funny because I was reading a comment, and one of the comments underneath the actual show, it says, why doesn't Elsie switch her wigs? It looked like it stank, yo. I was crying.
Yo, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
Yo, maybe she just got that one wig and it's just like mad work to have mad wigs.
Maybe. I mean, look at Cold Killer getting her fucking shit
All
ripped
of
up.
her wigs. Honestly, though,
Yeah.
Elsie's pretty smart with that.
At
'Cause
least
what's
she's
the
not
point?
fucking crying like fucking Lex over a wig.
And it's a cheap ass wig too, so it's like they can't do nothing with that wig, like
Right.
you know. So that's crazy, and she always makes sure to take it off.
Yeah.
Cause she want her shit. She want her shit. It's the only wig she got.
Yeah. So
Um,
yeah, Elsie attacks Russian. They get
yeah.
on the floor. I don't know. It's a squabble. Russian gets upset.
She leaves,
and she leaves.
and Big Lex runs after her
Again.
again, down the street.
Yeah, she
outside.
She even says she had to put her athletic shoes on to catch up to her. That's how far she ran. It was like watching like a scene from The Notebook.
But I'm like, why are you running after her so bad?
So I'm saying all
That's what I'm
they needed was like
saying.
rain, and then Lex needed just to pick Russian up, and it would have been a love scene from The Notebook.
Bro, literally. Because I'm like, why are you running? You're really putting a lot of energy in this girl. So now they start, she starts telling her about herself. Like, you can't expect people to not want to fight you when you hit them first, especially when you have a broken hand and you have a cast on. And she's basically trying to talk sense into her. Russian is yelling, like, I don't give a fuck. I don't care. And then what boggled my mind about this whole thing was not only do I sense something going on, but also you saying all this to her, but you didn't say this to Dolly? What's the difference? And like some can argue, but she fought Ivory twice already. I don't give a fuck, because when Ivory kept saying, what's up, what's up, what's up, you kept saying you were injured. You were injured. You were literally hiding behind security. But as soon as Ivory left, you went and you fought Cold Killer after you just said you weren't healed. So why don't you give that energy to Bad Dolly? That was the only thing that was going on in my head. Like, why didn't you say all those things that you said to Russian to Bad Dolly? What is it?
Facts. That's all I gotta say. Caso cerrado. Very good. Very good point. I agree. That was a really good point.
No, because did you not think about that when she was lecturing Russian?
No, I was too busy thinking about the lesbian scene that I was looking at. I was thinking about you when you were like, yeah, they got something going on. But this is where I'm just like, wow, do they really? Like, I was really caught up with that part. I didn't even think about that, but facts.
Because I've been past that part. I've been peeped something.
Yeah. No, yeah, facts. 100%. I know. I just looked at Russian like,
Yeah.
you need to go, girl.
Yeah, literally.
Ben needed to go.
Yeah. So that was just like weird to me.
Yeah, that's facts. That's facts. I like that. I like that.
Yeah. But I mean, she couldn't talk any sense into her. And then, Russian finally decides to take her leave. And she's like, that's a wrap for her.
I don't get it, though. It was confusing because at first she's like, in her confessional, she's like, I'm not going to give them the satisfaction of me leaving. Then 2 seconds later,
I'm leaving.
Like,
Literally.
oh, okay.
I thought she was actually going to stay. And then she left. I was like, wow, you really left? Like, that kind of sucks. But I don't know. Maybe, maybe it was just the wisest decision for her to leave, because now all these bitches they don't have your back. But then again, Big Lex had your back. If you really wanted to stay.
True. She ran for you, shorty.
She ran for you, bro. Like,
got
that in the back.
Right,
bro. You better use that.
Oh,
Use that pretty privilege of yours.
Oh my
Jesus
God. So yeah,
Christ.
so then we leave that and then we come back to the house where Summer and Coke Killer, they start arguing because obviously Rolley's like, oh, Summer, you still got beef or whatever. So they start fucking fighting.
Didn't Summer just call it out on her own?
Whatever case. Rolley was setting it up for that anyway. So Summer's
really
she calls
was.
her Scotch eyes or some
Yo,
shit. I don't
that
even know what the
shit
fuck that
had me weak.
I don't even know what that means.
I don't know, but it had me laughing.
Scotty
She
thought it was
said-
her because she was like, what?
Yeah, because it sounded like she was trying to call out Scotty.
Yeah.
And then after that, she was like, Summer was like, I'm laughing because your eyes is Scotch. Like, bitch, that's why I'm laughing. It's funny to me. I started cracking the fuck up. I'm like, this is so bad. This is actually so bad.
Yeah, so then Summer's like, I got whatever. They go back and forth. Coke Killer's like, I'm on whatever you want. Summer's like, I got one round for you. And then they go back and forth. Fucking Summer eats that.
I hate that.
Me too.
I hated that. But that
Like,
shit.
damn, Coke Killer.
That shit, I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, Coke
Beat
Killer,
that bitch.
Can you get creative? Like,
Can somebody,
for real?
can everybody just plot something like nice against the big three? I'm tired of them fucking eating.
Yeah, no, for real.
I'm tired of them winning. I'm sorry.
Listen, man, if it wasn't for the big three, we wouldn't have a storyline. We wouldn't have a story. We wouldn't have something entertaining to talk about. Let's just call it there. That's a crazy hot take, but that's the truth. We wouldn't have nothing to talk about.
Yes, we would.
We would, but nah, it wouldn't be the same. It wouldn't be the same. I'm telling you right now, it wouldn't be the same. You tell me if Summer wasn't, I feel like I don't care what anyone says, okay? When it comes to the show only, nothing outside. I'm not talking about nothing else. I'm not talking about her education. I'm not talking about none of that. On the show, Summer is entertaining. And she drives those conflicts organically. And you cannot say that she don't give you nothing to talk about. She always give you something to talk about.
Her and Bad Dolly.
Her and Bad Dolly. That is true. This is true.
The two.
I mean, that's why Bad Dolly went online and said she don't give a fuck because the check's still clear. But
well,
anywho, I feel like Bad Dolly is a Temu villain though.
yeah,
So
exactly.
like I can't with her. But Summer, I feel like is so entertaining. Like I can't. Like she's just genuinely entertaining.
She is. And it's funny because as Summer and Coke Killer are fighting, you hear fucking Bad Dolly.
Beat her ass,
Yeah.
Summer, beat her ass.
Finish her, Summer.
Finish her. Yo, when she said finish her, I was like, what the fuck is this, Mortal Kombat? Like, damn. It really is baddie Mortal Kombat in this bitch.
I said it.
No, for real.
I'm telling you, I said it.
Oh my
Y'all
God.
know
They
who
got
I'm
their
picking.
finisher, their finishing moves, man. Their special moves for real.
Mhm.
Summer really did slam her though.
So Natalie, after that whole squabble happens, Natalie's like, guys, we got to get ready. We have a booking tonight. But I thought it was so interesting because as she's talking and giving her speech about they have a booking, the whole speech, she stops and apologizes to Kokilla because Kokilla's looking at her wig that is ripped. And she's like, and I thought it was interesting how Natalie stopped mid-conversation about during her speech and was like, I'm sorry your wig got ripped. Which I was like, oh, that's
I was shocked.
Me too.
I was like, for what?
It kind of felt very sincere. Almost like she kind of felt bad. Like, damn, like all these bitches is getting their wigs ripped up or something. I don't know. It just was random. I'm like, Natalie never stops her speeches. She actually cuts people off to do her speech. So the fact that she cut her own speech to apologize to Coke Killer, I mean.
What do you think it is?
I think she felt bad and she probably knows that these girls, it's expensive. So I think maybe she was just like, I'm sorry. Because she knows Summer's a liability. How many times has Summer, look what she did to Pretty P and her watch. Like, you know what I'm saying?
It's costing y'all some money.
Yeah. So
Summer is costing Zeus Network some money.
So she was probably like, one of those things. And you're like, I'm sorry. Like, even her bringing Summer separately during that live where DTV got a problem. It's always like Summer's the liability that you gotta watch, like the Krishan, what Krishan used to be, basically.
Yeah, but she didn't have to do all that with Krishan though. Drive with her separately. She couldn't even stomach Krishan.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's the difference. But I'm just saying, as far as them being the liabilities of Zeus Network.
Yeah, that's so funny.
But yes, and then we get to the next scene where Rolley is sitting down with Latina.
Yeah, and she's like giving her props. And then, Lex and Summer and DTB, not DTB, Dolly, they're in there, and Lex is just giving them the rundown of everything that we explained before, what happened, because they weren't there to see her run after Russian, okay? Then the girls decide to get ready to go out to the club.
Yeah, Elsie comes in that conversation.
Does
too.
she?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, she does. She does.
They were like, "Oh, we were talking about you," and then she's like, "Well, you guys are. I'm always the topic of discussion."
Yeah,
or something
she
like
did
that.
say that. She did say that.
Yeah, and I think they were talking about her because of Russian, obviously, because
Yeah.
she left or whatever.
Yeah. And she was just like, yeah, bitch, like, you made the right decision to leave because nobody was going to fuck with you.
Mm-hmm.
And that was that. And then they get ready to go to the club. But before that, doesn't Pretty P come back?
Oh,
Pretty
yeah,
P
that's
comes
right.
back before they go to the club.
That's right. Pretty P and
Yeah.
K-Reek. Oh, no, K-Reek is next week.
Yeah, she's
Pretty
next
P.
week, right?
Pretty
Is
P
she
comes
next week? Yeah, she is next week. Yeah, Pretty P. She comes back, which was nice. It was nice to see her. You know, the girls are talking to her like, "How is everything? You know, with your dad, and how did that go?" And she's like explaining everything to them, and they're just being there for her in the scene, which was nice.
I think it's pretty crazy that Pretty P came back for 3 days because we find out obviously earlier in the show that Dolly says there's 3 more days left, and that's why they're in London. 3 more days of filming. Yeah, that's like the very beginning.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought it was interesting that Pretty P actually came back with 3 days left of filming. It also show. I mean, she's determined to be a part of the season.
Yeah, I mean,
Interesting.
shit. And also, she's getting paid for that, so
Yeah.
why not,
Yeah,
right?
true.
Even if it's just 3 days, fuck it.
Mm-hmm.
And in this conversation, she discusses that her and Summer, it's kind of done. I mean, but if she said she doesn't think that Summer wants to fight anymore or anything like that. But yeah, it doesn't seem like Pretty P has any issues with anyone in the house. And yeah, so they get to the club. Everybody's there. Tommy's there, to my surprise. Amber's there. Amber looks so mad, and that she looks so over it, yo.
Yeah, she looked like she regrets saying
She
yes.
looked like she regrets going.
She
for
looked like
real.
she there because of her cousin, her niece.
And then the check, I'm sure they paid her big because she's Amber Rose, right?
Well, yeah, the check too, I guess. But I really genuinely feel like she's just there because her niece wants to be there. So she's like, has to be that piece, Without her, there is no
But she
niece.
didn't really fight with her. She didn't fight for her niece though. So it's like, why do you need to be there for your niece?
Because she not ready. Oh, because like that's the connection. You know what I mean? How does she look?
I see.
Leaving her niece.
Yeah, I see.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. At some point, after, they're hyped, but then Natalie stops the music. She stops the DJ.
I didn't understand why.
I didn't understand why either, but clearly she saw something happening, or she probably stopped the DJ just to say something, and conveniently something happened when she stopped the DJ.
Yeah,
so you see, yeah, it was weird. I didn't get it either. That's why I rewinded to see if I missed something, and nothing happened unless they edited it out. I don't know. But you see Summer with big legs and Pretty P, and it's just weird. Summer looks weird. Big legs looks weird.
Yeah.
It looks weird.
She looks drunk.
She looks stupid drunk.
Mixing pills
mixing
and
something.
drugs.
Yeah, she looked weird.
Yeah.
Then Big Lex falls off the stage in a weird way. I didn't know what was going on with that. She kind of fell off the stage, so to speak, and it was weird. Pretty P, it's like she's trying to talk to someone and so forth, and Summer has a bottle in her hand and she's drinking from it, and then she throws the bottle or a little bit of liquor over at Cold Killer.
Yeah.
And in that direction where her and the girls are. Bro, why the fuck security grabs her immediately? Cold Killer pick up the whole ice bucket. Pick up the whole ice bucket, threw that shit in the audience, bro.
Yeah, and then
she
threw
threw
something else.
The bottle.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, yo, Cold Killer really be taking up shit and throwing it, bro. That shit had me weak. She looks so crazy. Her eyes. She had the crazy eyes when she threw that ice bucket. I was like,
yeah.
Shorty really threw that whole thing. Natalie's like, guys, stop it.
You're embarrassing me in front of billionaires.
Yeah, she literally said that. I was like, girl, come on. Let's be real. This is a part of the show. You do this all the time. And it was just such a crazy sight to see. People are yelling. Security is running around everywhere. And I'm like, Shorty really took up that whole ice bucket.
Yeah, yo. And that was it.
Funny. Yeah, that was pretty much it. And then we see the preview for the next episode where the big three basically gassing their head up. Summer and Cold kill a fight. And it seems like Rolley is kind of orchestrating this whole thing as we see in the next episode. Summer and Cold kill a fight again. Fauna and Bad Dolly fight. And it looked like Fauna's actually giving her some work. I'm not going to hold you. And then who else? Big Lex and Tavy, of course.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, would you know?
We're going to see Tavy get her ass beat
Again.
She
and it's kind of like disappointing.
I'm sad. I like Tavy. I like
Tavy too, but I just feel like if you're gonna go up against someone like Lex, like you gotta pay attention and practice as something.
Well, yeah, now hopefully that she had time off and for the reunion, she comes back a little better.
Hopefully she practices and like
take some boxing lessons.
And also study the way she be fighting girls because she fight the same way. So it's like you need to really do your big one.
But
like,
I do love Tavy's heart, and I feel like that's something you can't teach. Like
she does have heart.
She has heart, and I feel like that you can't teach that.
She like Naruto, my anime fans out there, y'all know.
It don't matter what she gonna fucking
never giving
fight.
up, yo. Never giving up, y'all. Love that.
Yeah,
I love that.
and you can train all you want, but you can't train that. You can't if you either have heart or you don't. And I feel like Tavy, all she need to do is get some boxing lessons.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, because she got everything else you need.
That's what I'm saying. So yeah, that's it. She needed practice.
Yeah,
and study the way she fights too, because that's like a big thing too.
It makes me laugh because Choco, when she announced that she won't be attending the reunion, she made it known that she's like, yeah, and I took boxing lessons, and I'm just like, bro, these bitches really be taking these lessons.
They just be coming on to fight.
And
she said, yeah, I got to fight. I did my big one. I put Swiper in the bush. I was like, oh my gosh, yo, not DTB being Swiper. But yeah, that's pretty much where the episode ends. And yeah, what did you think of this episode? It was alright.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was alright.
It was entertaining.
It was entertaining. It was alright.
It is. It's been good so far.
Yeah. I'm excited to see what's next. People have been dropping clips of like DTB and Natalie getting into a scuffle. And like people be like, oh, I'm ready for this fight. I'm ready for this fight. And Rolley even went on the internet talking shit about how DTB kind of like did Natalie dirty or whatever the case is. And I just want to know when and that's probably the finale. You think it's the finale?
Maybe. But you just reminded me of how Rolley went online and started a petition to
I saw that, and I
take over Natalie's position as CEO of Baddies,
and got 22,000 signatures.
I know, it's pretty
First of all, I really can't believe how Rolley went from having like damn near 150,000 signatures to get her kicked off of Zeus Network and Baddies to now going to having her own petition to become and take Natalie's job as CEO, and that getting a little over 22,000 signatures. What the fuck is this character development?
Bro, what is these fake ass hoes? Y'all are fake ass hoes. Y'all the 22,000 and y'all probably the same 22,000 that partook in the other fucking petition.
That's what other people said. Other people were like, yo, y'all mad fake. Y'all was just trying to get her off of Baddies. Now y'all trying to make her the CEO. Like,
that's what I'm saying. I feel like there goes to show you that people are flip-floppy.
They're so flip-floppy. Like, I don't give a fuck. I would never be that flip-floppy. Like, nah, fuck out of here.
I will say though, there's definitely character development. Rolley definitely has come a long way. I think this is my favorite season of Rolley. I'm not gonna lie. I like this Rolley not comparing to the last, which is like South, right? I like this Rolley a lot. Like I could see the initiative. She gives me what I think Jocelyn gives, like, like very boss vibes. No one disrespect her. People are scared of her. It's just they come around her different than they would of Natalie. So I can understand the sentiments of making her or her feeling like she could be the CEO. But at the end of the day, it's Natalie's show.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it is Natalie's show.
But one thing Rolley is really good at doing is creating a storyline. Right. She did it before with not Slim. Who was last season's enemy? She went online Was it DTB? Yes.
It was DTB.
We're at DTB, and we were saying how they're creating a story for the reunion, and how this is what I feel like that's all about. I think Rolley's really good at setting up the storyline for the next time you see her on camera, and I think her coming for Natalie's spot, I think, is just another way to fuel the beef between her and Natalie for the reunion.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, there's no way. Like, unless Natalie herself hands it over to you, there's no fucking way.
Yeah. She's trying to rouse some feathers.
Right, exactly. Which she's done.
Right.
Successfully. But yeah, I mean, I thought this was a decent episode. Overall, this season it's pretty decent. Like, I'm actually shocked. I thought, Baddies Africa would piss me off, but it's been actually really good. And I love that a lot of the girls were saying Kenya was their favorite. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm looking at it, I'm like, I want to go to Kenya too. Kenya looked like my type of time for sure. Like, but anywho, I mean, I think the episode was solid. And yeah, with that being said, where can they find you?
You guys can find me on Instagram. That's JESSI.strange. And where can they find you, Tiana?
You guys can find me on Instagram at Randomania1. You guys can find us on Instagram at
The Petty Headquarters.
You guys can find us on YouTube and all podcast platforms at
The Petty Headquarters.
And yeah, with that being said, we release episodes weekly, and this was
your weekly dose of mess.
Do you want me to do that over?
No.
You sure?
Well, no. Yeah.
Because you were a little late.
So?
All right. We out.